morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is in your neck of the woods. This is Tony, and welcome to today's video. Today we have a very special video, a video you guys have been asking for quite some time. And if you guys like this one, I'm going to continue to do more, change and evolve, and add more and more features to it. But here it is, the top 5 Titans. Alright, so there's going to be a couple different categories. We're not just going to say, oh, this is the list, because it kind of varies depending on if you're solo, if you're in a squad, what game mode you're playing. All these different variables may change it. We're going to have a top 5 list in general, and then I'll break it down a little more specific for a couple of different things that I see. So first of all, let's start out with number 5. We've got the Arthur, tried and true, old faithful. This thing is lethal even at level 3 when you get it. The physical shield has a phenomenal amount of health. The HP on this is off the charts, 1.8 million, absolutely crazy. And recently had a little bit of an adjustment. The physical shield got more HP and the actual HP of the Titan got less. But this is a classic Titan. I really enjoy this. Okay, let's go on to number 4, which is going to be the Minos. The Minos actually is climbing up in the ranks recently. More and more, I've seen a lot of people, even in Legend League, running this Titan. With all the Fafnirs out there having that reflector shield and that speed to get out of the way of things, and with the addition of motherships being able to heal yourself, Minos is a lot more viable than it once was. This Titan, however, is heavily dependent on having a Notins support. So the Arthur is like a standalone robot. That thing, you don't need anybody else but him. But the Minos, on the other hand, you're going to need a little bit of healing or you're going to be in some trouble. Let's just take a peek at the Legend League and see what Titans these guys are using. Okay, so number 1, Sharanga. Number 2, Minos. See, before this previous update, you would not see any Minos in the top. It was all Sharanga until the Sharanga got nerfed. Let's see if there's another Minos. Ao Ming, that's super rare. And look at this guy. What is this? That must be, okay, so that's his real hanger. Another Minos. So number 3, we're gonna go with Sharanga, Patata. This is an awesome Titan, okay? It has the full power mode where when you click on it, you get an additional damage boost of 50%. It has a decent amount of HP, and you could also phase exile people, which is super helpful in capping beacons. Now, when I'm telling you these numbers, so number 2, 3, and 4, these are all interchangeable. It isn't the order of their greatness or anything like that. These are just the top 5. I'm not saying they could be in any particular order. Next, we're going to look at the old Beerumets, this brand new baby. It is so beautiful. Look at this. The new special edition. This is going to be our number 2. Love this Titan, so much fun, but this thing is also very vulnerable. This thing can get taken out by basically any regular robot with ease, so it is also very dependent on having Notins support. But having that flying stealth ability is very useful a lot of the times, even playing solo or in squad. The problem being, if you have a Notins trying to heal you and they don't have quantum sensor, they're not going to be able to heal you until you land back on the ground. So that is the one downside of using this. You have the one ability, which is hard rain. You fly in the air and it shoots built-in rockets. And then the second ability is EMP blast. It could be very useful into disabling people from being able to use their abilities. And now for the top dog of them all, my favorite, my baby, the king as he always was and always will be, the Notins. Now this thing is an amazing Titan, guys. So if you're playing, if you're grinding, if you're playing solo, you can get a ton of silver and honor points with healing. Healing counts towards damage in this game, so you can rack up some huge scores playing support, healing, and not to mention you have great amount of firepower with those 4 beta weapons. You have active support, which is the healing. You can have 3 charges of that, and the disposal, which suppresses people. Very, very helpful. Some of my favorite builds for this: the crates, the retaliators, cyclone. My new top build for this now is going to be 2 Titan anti-controls, and then either 2 antimatter or 2 cannibal, or 1 and 1. Oops, sorry CK, or 1 and 1. Those are going to be the builds that I would prefer the most. Now let's talk about squads a little bit. Notins is the most crucial part of squad gameplay. Why? Because you need to heal your teammates, heal your Titans, keep everybody alive on the battlefield. So without all of the other Titans, without having Notins on the field, is basically useless. You need at least 2, I would say, possibly 3 Notins in squad v squad battles. The Notins need to heal each other, and the Notins need to heal the other Titans. Now in squads, I would say the Sharanga, the Beerumets, and the Minos are the top players right now in the squad arena. The Arthur and the Kid and the Minos, or I mean in the Ao Ming rather, they're not seen as much. Now I'm gonna give a special shout out to the Kid, because the Kid is no slouch either. This is actually the toughest Titan in the game, believe it or not. If we could find him, there he is. Okay, so I don't have this guy leveled up, but when he's in his ability, full action, Titan temporarily activates its alpha weapon and enhances its built-in protection system, reducing all incoming damage. Enhanced damage reduction 50%, 100 defense points, duration 15 seconds, cooldown 10 seconds. So when you activate that, this is one of the toughest Titans out there. But the problem is that it's only temporary. It doesn't last forever. If they were to give Kid a buff, and I recommend they should, I think that his 3rd weapon slot should always be available. That's a major downside to this. Only 2 of the alphas available most of the time, or I mean 2 of the betas available most of the time, is a huge drawback. Now if you're playing in a squad scenario and you have a couple of these with Notins supporting them, you could have 2 push the center beacon, activating their stove ability, burning up everyone at center. I've seen some amazing stuff with kids. Not many people run them though, and I really don't blame them. That's not to say that Titan is trash, because it's definitely not. It has its use, and it could be used to great effect for sure. Okay, so before we move on any further, we must give an honorable mention to the Ao Ming. This thing ruled the sky since its debut, but into the most recent update, when they rebalanced this Titan has just fallen off. The HP is just so low right now. It's so vulnerable with all the high-powered robots out on the battlefield. It just can't compete. Unless you camp and stay all the way back as far as you can and have constant Notin support, Ao Mings are going to be in a lot of trouble out there. That's not to say they can't perform well, because there are some very good Ao Ming pilots out there. My buddy Adore from I Am, my buddy Popeye, those guys are 2 great Ming pilots. They're just not suited in the current meta right at this moment in time. But I'm going to ask a question for you guys. What is your top 5? What is your favorite? What is your top 1, and why? Please drop that down in the comments section. I'm really interested to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Like I said before, this is just my own personal feelings, own personal opinions, and observations from being in Champion League and Legend League, playing against the best every single day. So with that being said, I appreciate you all so much. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. We are on the push for 10K so we can do our face reveal. Hope everybody has a beautiful, blessed day and keep coming back.